Hello students, welcome to this channel Englishpedia. So students, today we will be solving Netaji Open University's BDP program on English subject, English honor subject. So this is a demo question bank, and this type of question may be asked in your upcoming exam, which is going to be held soon within 7 days, you know well, and you have to give your exam sitting at the comfort of your home. So keep preparing, and this type of question may be asked. This is a demo question paper, and this question pattern may be MCQ or SCQ, that is short answer question, short answer type in one sentence, or multiple choice question. Okay, so this video is made for only third year students, and this question paper belongs to third year students who are from Netaji Open University. So let's move our first question. Our first question is, when did Indian sepoy mutiny take place? So this question paper, that is 6 papers in your syllabus, new syllabus, it is from new syllabus, Victorian age. So it is from 6 paper. So first question, when did Indian sepoy mutiny took place? Indian sepoy mutiny took place in 1857. Okay. Next question, what is about the Victorian age? The Victorian age is named after the reign of Queen Victoria, who ruled from 1837 to 1901. It is also sometimes known as the age of reform because of the plethora of reforms which took place during this place. Question number 3. Who is the author of On the Origin of Species, published in 1859? Charles Darwin is the author of On the Origin of Species, published in 1859. Number 4. Which novel of Charles Dickens is a poignant account of the drastic effect of utilitarianism and the deadening consequences of tutelage on utilitarian principles? So the answer is Hard Times. Hard Times is the novel written by Charles Dickens. Okay, so which is a poignant account of the drastic effect of utilitarianism and the deadening consequences of tutelage on utilitarian principles. Let's move on for 5 question. Question number 5. What was the Oxford movement? Broadly speaking, the Oxford movement was a part of the Romantic Revival. Professor Gates of New York has significantly observed the Oxford movement was in its essence an attempt to reconstruct the English church in harmony with this romantic ideal, and Cardinal Newman was the greatest figure of the Oxford movement. Question number 6. Who is the writer of a fundamental work, namely The 7 Lamps of Architecture? John Ruskin is the writer of a fundamental work, namely The 7 Lamps of Architecture. Question number 7. Who has invented Cartel sonnet, sprung rhythm? G.M. Hopkins, Gerald Manley Hopkins has invented Cartel sonnet and sprung rhythm. On whose death is Thesis written? Thesis is written on Arthur Hugh Clow's death, and it is written by Matthew Arnold. What does Hopkins mean by in-stress? In his journals, Gerard Manley Hopkins used 2 terms, inscape and in-stress, which can cause some confusion. By inscape he means the unified complex of characteristics that give each thing its uniqueness and that differentiate it from other things, and by in-stress he means either the force of being which holds the inscape together, or the impulse from the inscape which carries it whole into the mind of the beholder. Okay, so this is the answer. This is what Hopkins means by in-stress. Next, question number 10. Who is considered to be the first ever detective novelist in English? Wilkie Collins is considered to be the first ever detective novelist in English. Okay. Who is called as the last of the great Victorians? George Meredith is called the last of the great Victorians. What is the poetic form of Tennyson's Ulysses? Tennyson's poem Ulysses is written in blank verse. Question number 13. What type of novel is David Copperfield? It is autobiography or Bildungsroman. Question number 14. Whose work mentioned the Marcella prison so frequently? Charles Dickens mentioned the Marcella prison so frequently. Number 15. The figure of the fallen woman is epitomized by which character in the novel David Copperfield? Little Emily and Martha. These are two figures were epitomized as fallen women in the novel David Copperfield. Question number 16th. Question number 16th. What is the title of the storm scene in chapter 55 of David Copperfield? The title of the storm scene in chapter 55 of David Copperfield is, of course, The Tempest. How old is Gabriel at the novel's opening? Which is this novel? This novel is Far From Madding Crowd. So Gabriel was 18 years old when the novel Far From Madding Crowd opens. What towns does Bathsheba go to after rejecting Gabriel's proposal? Bathsheba went to the town Witherbury after rejecting Gabriel's proposal. Question number 19. Wherefrom the title Far From Madding Crowd comes? Elegy written in Country Churchyard by Thomas Gray. The title is taken from this poem. What is meant by Wessex? Wessex was the Anglo-Saxon kingdom in the south of Great Britain. Thomas Hardy chooses this place as setting in most of his novels. How many lectures are there in Heroes and Hero Worship of Carlyle? There are 6 lectures in Heroes and Hero Worship of Carlyle. What was Ulysses' son's name? Ulysses' son was Telemachus. Ulysses is the king of what island? Ulysses was the king of Ithaca Island. Question of 24. Who is the poet addressing in the first stanza of the poem Break, Break and Break? So Alfred Tennyson is the poet addressing in the poet's first stanza of the poem Break, Break, Break. Question number 25. The sea of the faith was once too at the full, but now I only hear its melancholy, long withdrawing roar retreating to the breath. What is a metaphor used here? So the metaphor here, the sea of faith represents the ocean of religious belief in the world, all of our faith put together. When that ocean of faith was at its height, it was like a bright girdle, that's like a fancy belt, rolled up, foiled, that is, and around the world. So this is the answer. Question number 26. Which of the following imagery was included in Dover Beach? So this is the question. I think this is a printing mistake. It may be in concluded. Okay, so no mention of the images in the question. So you can write, and we are here as on a darkling plain, swept with confused alarms of struggle and flight, where ignorant armies clash by night. So this is the last or concluded line in Dover Beach, this is the imagery. Okay, so this may be the answer. As the questions, what the question asked is not clear to us, so it may be the answer. 27. What is the weather like at the start of Porphyria's Lover? Porphyria's Lover, in the poem The Porphyria's Lover, what is the weather like? The weather was tumultuous weather of the night that has just passed. It had been rainy and windy, and the weather had put the speaker in a melancholy. So this is the answer. Thomas Carlyle calls whom as the saint of poetry? Thomas Carlyle calls Goethe as a saint of poetry. Question number 29. What is the pseudonym of Charlotte Bronte? So the pseudonym of Charlotte Bronte is Currer Bell. Last question. Who is a Byronic hero in the novel Jane Eyre? So the Byronic hero is Edward Rochester. Edward Rochester is a Byronic hero in the novel Jane Eyre. So that's all for today. So we have completed or discussed the question bank of question bank number question paper 6th from BDP program English Honours.